For this project, you can either print out the template on a paintable paper. So what I did was I took some of my art paper and I measured it to the same size as a piece of computer paper, 8.5 by 11, and then I just trimmed off the edges so that it fit perfectly in the printer. But it's still better because I can paint on this paper. It's not super thin. So I've printed this off, and then this is like a little guide that you can use to help you while you're drawing it. The other thing you can do, put that up here, is fold your piece of paper in half like this. Turn it so that the crease is at the top, and you're going to almost match it to this. I don't want to, let's see, you know what, I am going to fold this. I'm going to fold this, but make sure you fold this so that the line is at the top. So it's folded right on the line. If you need assistance, ask your learning coach to help you because you want this to be folded exactly in that spot. All right, so you can see it's folded with the line right down the middle at the top. So then you can use it that way. You can look at just the half and you can draw, or if you wanted to print it out, you could then trace it onto your heavier paper. But if you wanted to draw it, you can just simply draw it. Start with a pencil, even though you're going to outline it with your Sharpie. Start with a pencil, and it can be bigger than this if your paper is bigger. So you can make it as big as you want. It can even go all the way to the edge of the paper. Just come down a little bit, and then you're going to swoop out and do a big curved line before you get to the tail. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to make a point where my tail is going to come up to, like right here, so that I know. So if I'm almost going to do like a connect the dots. I'm going to put a pencil mark here where I'm going to come out to here, and then this has to be in line with the point that comes down. So I'm just going to use this little scrap of cardboard as a straight edge just so I can see it goes here and it goes here. So then I can draw that up for where I'm going to cut it at the ends. And then this will come out to a point. It'll go into a point in between here. And then I'm just going to curve my line up and out like that. And I could have made it a little bit more even if I want to. And then I'm going to do my big swoop from this dot to this dot. So then you can draw the pattern on. So flip it so you can see the fish, and you'll draw the pattern. So leave some space for the face here, and start with this stripe here. You're going to go out and then in, and then do the same thing next to it so that they're parallel. They're not touching. There's that even space between them. You're going to draw the little fin. So go on the top line, go up and over and down, and then you want to match on this point. So go down and then up. So curve up, and that's that. And then if you want, you can add the same design, just like a rounded edge line, kind of like a little bubble line. Okay, next I want to divide the tail. So I'm going to go a little bit right where this comes. I'm going to go in and then out. And I like that it's asymmetrical. It's not right in the center. So I'm going to, looks like it starts it a little bit further back. I'm going to go in and then make it like that. So it's a little bit off center, which I think is cool. I also kind of like the way that shape is. Maybe I'm going to change this. Make it straighter up here, and then here, maybe I'll make it a little bit straighter. So then, this has lines. Let's start in the center. It goes a little bit up, going that direction, just not like a ton. And then downward. Okay, and then on this side, we've got the eye. Another line inside that for the eye, and then a dot in the center. And then there's a line that comes down, goes back up about right here under the eye, and then goes down again to about here. So let me follow my dots. So I'm going to curve down to here, and then curve down to here, and I'm going to do another line right underneath it, following the same shape. Now I'm going to do my scales. I'm going to show you how to do them a little tiny bit differently than that. So you're going to start by making almost like a U shape, or like the bottom of a 3. And then you're going to do another one right next to it, leaving an opening. Then imagine it's going behind the fin. I'm just going to close the bottom of it over here. So just pretend. And then another one, so I'm going to start where that one left off and come up. Try to keep them about the same height. I'm going to do the other inside bit. So now I'm going to start in the middle of the top. So if you turn your paper this way, let me move this guy. You want it to be from the middle of this top to the middle of the middle top. We'll pretend that's there. And then from there to the middle of this one. So let me show you. Stop there. Imagine it's going there. Then imagine it's going here. And then I'm going to just make my second line inside. And then there's going to be another one next to that going out. And another one next to this going out. Okay? Then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go from the middle of this one over. Just imagine that there's that other scale in between here. And then it's going to probably come down, and then there'd be another one coming out here. Okay, and another one from here over to the next one. Okay, and then same from here going over to the next one like that. So now I've got 4 tops I can do this to. So I've got 1 to here to here. I'm going to do my second line. This is going to be the outside line and the inside line. Outside line and the inside line. Okay, now I've got one going from here to here. One going from here to here. And then this one goes off the page. And this one goes off the page. Okay, and you just keep doing that until you get to the end. They get a little tiny bit smaller. So I'm going to see if I can try to make mine get a little bit smaller as well. Okay, so now that I have this done, if I want to trace it, first I need to outline it with a Sharpie. So you can use a skinny Sharpie or you can use a bold Sharpie. Okay, so now everything is outlined on this side. I'm going to erase all my pencil marks. So now, this is where you would be using a window, but I have a light tracer. If you have a light tracer, you can use your light tracer, but if you're using the window, you would just put up your picture up to the window and use a pencil to trace it, okay? So now that that's done, now I'm going to trace with Sharpie again. The reason I didn't trace it with Sharpie to begin with is because I don't want to get Sharpie on my light tracer, or if you're using a window, you don't want to get Sharpie on your window. So make sure if you're tracing it, just use the Sharpie after you do the pencil lines. Once you finish tracing that side, you can erase all of your pencil marks, check it out, open it up, fold it back up, and get ready for step 2.